What happens when clout-chasing streamers cross the line and find themselves face-to-face with real law enforcement?
Bro, don't touch me, bro. Nigga, don't touch me or what, nigga? Bro, what?
In today's video, we're breaking down the wildest moments when influencers and streamers went too far for content and ended up in real trouble. From fake pranks that led to full-blown arrests to international deportations, these creators learned that pushing boundaries come with consequences. You'll want to stay till the end because some of these streamers went from viral fame to felony charges.
I need the commentary.
And others, well, they nearly got themselves killed on livestream. What happens when trolling turns into a life-altering arrest? In a shocking livestream, two kick streamers decided to harass an innocent couple in public, all in the name of generating controversial content. What began as heckling quickly spiraled into a heated confrontation. The streamers escalated the situation by shouting threats and aggressively closing the distance. Their content turned serious when one of the victims, clearly feeling endangered, pulled a firearm in self-defense. The streamers instantly flipped the script, claiming the couple touched them first and begged for sympathy. But the damage was already done, and so was the video evidence. Within minutes, police arrived and forced both streamers to the ground. One screamed, "Don't hurt me please," as officers moved in. The entire altercation had been streamed live and recorded in full. Prosecutors didn't need to dig far. Everything was already online. The result? Charges of felony harassment and menacing. They now face up to 6 years in prison, all over a stunt meant to go viral. What if a donation got you held at gunpoint? In 2018, live streamer Arab Andy thought he was entertaining his audience when he allowed text-to-speech donations to play aloud during his IRL streams. But one of those donations crossed a line no one could ignore. As he walked through a university building, a robotic voice echoed from his speaker. C4 has been successfully activated. Bomb detonation countdown started. Panic spread instantly. People ran. Calls to 911 flooded in, and when Arab Andy stepped outside, police were already waiting, guns drawn, shouting commands. He tried to explain it was just a media donation, but no one was listening. Forced down on the pavement, he realized the stunt had gone too far. Though the message came from a viewer, Andy was the one broadcasting it. To the police, to the public, and to the law, it didn't matter who typed it. It mattered who amplified it. What if you got swatted and robbed at the same time? In 2015, streamer MrBeast was in the middle of a broadcast when a false 911 call claimed he was armed and threatening self-harm. Within minutes, police were at his door. Cameras captured the confusion as officers stormed in, ordering him away from his setup without explanation. While MrBeast tried to plead his case, explaining it was a prank, his focus shifted to the camera, begging officers to let him grab his wallet and phone. But while the chaos unfolded inside, his criminal neighbors saw an opportunity. With the apartment unattended, the neighbors slipped in and stole several valuables. MrBeast was released soon after, cleared of any wrongdoing, but the real damage had already been done. The prank call wasn't just dangerous, it handed a thief the perfect distraction to commit a real crime. What if a live stream gets you banned from an entire country? In 2023, Johnny Somali was casually streaming in Japan when he noticed a plainclothes officer trailing him. At first, he joked about it, assuming it was a coincidence or just part of the stream. Within minutes, more officers arrived and the tone shifted dramatically. They asked for his passport, requested to search his bag, and detained him on the spot. Viewers were stunned as the stream captured everything in real time. Authorities later stated that Johnny had unlawfully entered multiple restricted locations while filming and caused public disturbances, all of which were recorded during his broadcasts. The punishment came swiftly: deportation. Johnny was permanently banned from Japan, proving that live stream stunts might win attention, but in other countries, they can cost you everything.
Borough Bridge, where a person climbed up part of the bridge and then streamed the stunt live on YouTube. Traffic was slowed to a...
What happens when parkour meets prison time? In 2020, streamer Smooth Sanchez set out to become the first live streamer to scale the iconic Queensboro Bridge in New York City. He documented the entire climb in real time, taunting viewers and passersby while celebrating each dangerous step. His stunt drew massive online attention, but also a massive NYPD response. Emergency services were dispatched, traffic was disrupted, and public safety became a concern. After more than 4 hours, Sanchez finally descended, only to find police waiting at the bottom. He chuckled as they cuffed him, thinking he'd pulled off an internet milestone. But instead, he was slapped with charges for trespassing, interfering with emergency services, and reckless endangerment. Internet fame now paired with a criminal record. What if you're mid-game and police storm your room with guns drawn? In 2014, CRA was live streaming a casual session of Counter-Strike Global Offensive when his home became ground zero for a full-scale SWAT operation. Out of nowhere, officers burst through the front door, shouting commands and clearing rooms with rifles drawn. Viewers watched in horror as CRA was pulled from his chair, forced to the ground, and handcuffed, all on live stream. A fake 911 call had claimed he was armed and dangerous. CRA could barely get a word in, trying to explain that he was just playing a video game. What began as a prank quickly turned into a life-threatening misunderstanding. CRA, once laughing off trolls, now understood the terrifying reality of swatting. One call could end your life. What happens when resisting arrest is live-streamed? In 2021, Adin Ross found himself in hot water when officers confronted him at a store while he was live on stream. Rather than staying calm, Adin began questioning the officer's intentions, refusing to comply and escalating the situation in front of both fans and police. One officer attempted to defuse the tension, but Adin continued pushing back. His crew intervened, trying to defend him, while viewers watched the chaos unfold in real time.
There's a SWAT team at my house right now, bro. I can hear him.
Though he wasn't arrested, the moment became a wake-up call. Adin's response showed the dangerous mindset some streamers adopt, believing views and status can shield them from real-world consequences. What if the second time is even worse? Just months after his first run-in with law enforcement, Adin Ross faced another terrifying moment, this time during a swatting incident that brought nearly 20 heavily armed officers to his home. The call falsely claimed he was armed and a danger to others. Aware of how serious it had become, Adin walked out with his hands raised, moving slowly and speaking calmly. His main concern, his girlfriend upstairs. He pleaded with officers not to scare her, knowing how badly the situation could spiral. Though he avoided arrest, the terror in his voice was unmistakable. Fame couldn't protect him from the split-second dangers of mistaken identity. How do you explain yourself when you don't speak the language? During a live stream in Russia, Sanji TV's ordinary day took a horrifying turn when a fully armed Russian special unit burst into his apartment. Accused of planning a violent attack, Sanji was completely blindsided. Language barriers made things worse. Officers barked commands he couldn't understand, while his stunned friend stood frozen. The tension inside the room was palpable as the team searched every inch of the home. Eventually, it was deemed a false alarm, but for Sanji, the message was loud and clear. In Russia, even a misunderstanding can lead to an armed raid. What if your viral moments turns into your scariest day? In 2022, popular streamer IShowSpeed was live at his home in Ohio when a swatting call changed everything. Viewers watched in real time as confusion turned to fear. The police had surrounded his house. His home and quickly detained him. Speed, visibly shaken, tried to stay calm. He asked them to be careful. His girlfriend was upstairs and he didn't want to scare her. Police explained they were responding to a call alleging Speed intended to harm himself and his family. He immediately told them it was a prank. "I'm a streamer," he pleaded. "I have 10 million subscribers." But to the officers, those numbers meant nothing. He was placed in the back of a squad car, still live, realizing just how dangerous fame and false reports can really be. What if your prank gets taken seriously by the police? Even someone as massive as MrBeast isn't exempt from real-world consequences. During the filming of a prank video, he was unexpectedly pulled over by police.
MrBeast getting pulled over by real cops, and I'm watching.
What started off routine took a serious turn when the officer asked him to step out of the car. Confused, MrBeast complied, only to be informed he had a warrant for his arrest related to communicating threats. He tried to explain it was all a misunderstanding, possibly tied to previous content taken out of context, but the officers weren't taking chances. He was searched and handcuffed on the spot. Though the issue was resolved later, the incident proved that even prank-based fame doesn't protect you from the law. When influencers challenge real authorities, reality hits fast. These stories aren't just cautionary tales. They're proof that live streaming is no excuse to break the law or ignore the rules of society.
Hey, don't move! Drop your weapons now! Hey, drop the gun! Drop the gun! Hands on! Turn around, hands on your back!
Police don't pause for content. Guns don't wait for context. And one bad moment on camera can cost you your freedom or your life. All for content until the cops show up.